Okay, test drive unlimited solar crown, guys. It has been quite a couple of months since we found out some new information about the game. It's been a while, am I right? Come on, Nakan, what's happening with the marketing, bro? Come on, we're waiting for something. Anyways, let's talk about it. I am not gonna lie to you guys, I'm slightly disappointed. I really hope Nakan would still kick it up. They've missed a month. I just kind of, and I think a lot of people are going to relate to this, we need more communication per se with this game. You don't want the hype to diminish, and honestly, my hype levels are definitely not where they used to be. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still love Teased Unlimited Solar Crown. I've played it many times, playtest as well, and I think the game's in the right direction. I still think it's going to be pretty good when it comes out, but the communication needs to improve. And you know, the whole going quiet, little updates, like on one side I can understand why they're doing it, but on the other side it still hurts at the same time. So for the better, I hope they do improve the communication, especially with whatever they're going to be dropping at the end of this month, which, yes, let's get on that topic. What's happening at the end of this month? Well, let's go over it. Okay, so starting off earlier in the month, actually to be more specific, on February the 2nd, the community manager of Teased Unlimited Solar Crown did say this on the TUSC Discord. If you're already in the Discord, you might have already seen this, but for those of you who just watch my channel and don't know that, well, this is what he said. So he went on and said, big news should be in a few weeks, not before, I'm afraid. Now, of course, there were the monthly letters, and the last letter we got was December the 13th, which was bundled with that trailer called The Eraser, if you guys remember. However, again, we didn't hear a single peep from the con. Also, there was a mention of a playtest that was supposed to be happening in a few weeks. We've heard nada so far, which again, disappointing. Communication goes a long way, especially if you're going to have delays and stuff like that. So really hope moving on, that's something that we're going to be getting. But anyways, Capri, who is again the community manager of the game, did go on to say, max end of February, I promise. So looks to be we're going to be getting some form of information before the end of February. And he also went on to say a little bit more, you know, communication per se. I know y'all are bored of waiting, can't wait for more news. You also expect more communication. I just can't give you more for now. Pretty good. And just a little side note, he also replied to someone who asked about what this type of information is, and I'll pop that up on the screen right now. He did say, I would say different, because someone and from the Discord actually named Scapegoat replied to him when he said the game didn't release. He said, from a scale from 1 to 10, how big is the February newsletter going to be? And Capri said, I would say different. So kind of on the fence of what we could actually be getting here in terms of it being a letter or not, or whether it's just gonna be some big size of information. Honestly, I'm kind of not getting hyped of it, because I don't know what the hell it's going to be honest, guys. Zero idea. I mean, I can promise you I haven't left the country, so I don't know what the hell is supposed to be happening. But the community manager also made a message in the TUSC news announcement of the Discord and said, hello everyone, we know you're looking forward to the next Solar Club letter, and we're sorry that the January one hasn't been announced yet. And this was on February 8th, by the way, so about a week ago. And we're sorry to say the January one hasn't been announced yet. We're working on some new assets not being related to the game, assets in terms of marketing materials, so whether it be trailers, letter, content, whatever, images, screenshots, etc, etc. That's exactly what he's referring to about assets. And he says that we can't wait to share with you. As a reminder, here's a hint of the next big asset you'll be able to discover soon. Okay, so fair enough. Let me get some new information, and there's a couple of emojis. Now, some people mentioned traffic lights. Unfortunately, the actual emoji used is not red. It's actually a brown square. So it's the color brown, then yellow, then green. So this probably has nothing to really do with the traffic light, or which some might have referred to as a release date. I don't think that's what it is. But to move on, there's also a island emoji or beach emoji, a magnifying glass, and then the beginner, which no, it's not JDM related. I know, well, listen, depending on however you're going to argue it, you could say it's Japanese related, but it's going to be related to the word beginner, not really anything to do with JDM vehicles. It's just beginner as in beginner license, because that's the logo that's actually used. But anyways, so what do I think these emojis are going to hint to? Well, as far as a lot of people have been saying in the Discord, saying it's going to be something to do with exploring the island, and we've all know we've had these themed trailers going on so far. I mean, we've had so far the cruiser, then we've also had the racer, and when you think about it, some people have been saying there's one called the Gambler, which would make sense because there is going to be a casino in TUSC, but we haven't heard any more information about it. So some people have been saying something about the Explorer or something of that sort, which fairness kind of makes sense, I guess. I'm not really gonna say that's 100% right. It could be anything at this point, honestly. But the island emoji as well, I'm gonna say that's Hong Kong Island, referring to the magnifying glass. You could say you're looking into it, or, you know, explorers usually use magnifying glasses, which as you start to kind of unravel it, it makes sense. And the beginner could be new players exploring the island of Hong Kong Island or something of that sort. Green could be the grass, orange could be the sunset or sand or whatever, and brown could be dirt, something of that sort, which again kind of makes all sense because the community manager also did say that it's related to nature, if I remember correctly, somewhere in the Discord. I'm sure you guys, if you're in the Discord, you would have seen that as well. So if that's related to nature, it kind of makes sense that it's going to be along those lines of sunset, grass, dirt, or sand. And then again, Hong Kong Island, magnifying glass, explorers, that's normally what they use, and beginner. So I'm gonna want to say maybe it's exploring the island in more depth, because the island is definitely one of the best selling points of Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. So hopefully that's going to be what we end up hearing out before the end of February. Like usual, I'm gonna guess the last day of the month, which is February the 29th, or who knows, at this point it could be February 30th. But no, in all seriousness, I'm gonna say February 29th, which is next week. Sorry, not next week, the week after next week on the Thursday. Look at my calendar right now. But that's what I'm just gonna guess in terms of when we're going to be getting new information for TDUSC next. Now, I want to cover when we think this game is going to be releasing. Now, there have been some talk about the financial documents that was released last month that mentioned that Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown was going to release in Nikon's financial fiscal year, which again runs from March of one year to the March next year. So they said it was going to release in Q4 of their financial year, which would have been from January this year all the way down to March 31st this year. Now, obviously, we're in February, middle of February to be exact, and we're looking at the clock right now. I don't think this game is really going to release before March 31st. I mean, we're a month and a half out from launch, and unless this trailer comes with a date and pre-orders and everything, that's the only way possible this game is going to release before the end of March. And let's all be honest with ourselves, guys, that's not going to happen because we haven't even had the damn playtest yet. How are they going to release the game without that playtest that they mentioned happening? So I can't see that being possible, in all honesty, guys. I do not see that possible at all. Let's be real, this game is likely going to get delayed. And honestly, is that worrisome for me? No, it's still not worrisome. I'm still not going to be pissed. As I've always said, from seeing the game from last year, June, guys, this game needs time. This game needs to release optimized. This game needs to release well in order for the TDU franchise to actually be successful. In all honesty, with a small studio on a small budget, it's going to take some time. And it is what it is. I've honestly thought this game was going to release earlier, but at the same time, I don't want it rushed. Because if it's rushed and it comes out looking like trash, playing like trash, at the end of the day, no one's going to play it. And that's it for the TDU franchise itself. And that would be sad to see. So if the game needs more time, whatever, Nikon, KT, take your time, let it release. At the end of the day, I don't think this game is releasing past 2024 because the community manager did also confirm the game is coming 2024. And if I had to make a guess, I would honestly say after summer to line up. Maybe they do another Nikon Connect in July and then they match it up with the release. So honestly, I'm gonna say June, July release, or if anything, September or August. Can't see it being pushed back anywhere longer than September of this year, but it is like, I can't really complain, bro. As I've always told you guys, this game needs time. It has to come out well, and I just wish they would communicate to that per se. You know, they came out and said, guys, you know, we understand this game's taking a while to create. You know, we're trying our hardest to make sure it's well optimized and everything of that sort, and that's why we're delaying it again. They have to be more upfront. They have to kind of earn the community's trust, because right now the issue is the communication. A lot of us know that Kilton are pretty capable of developing the game. We've already seen screenshots, we've already seen gameplay. I've showed you guys gameplay that actually looks pretty damn good so far. We've seen improvements of the game through the gameplay I've shown and through the trailers that Nikon have shown. But we need more communication. At the end of the day, that's pretty much all it comes down to. So I really do hope Nikon improve that, especially starting with whatever news they're going to have from here on end. I really hope they really practice their communication, giving that information out to us, and then when they're ready, the game's ready, they hit us with bangers all the way up until release, and then obviously onwards past that as well, because at the end of the day, the community deserves it. The community deserves communication, and that's all it really is, man. Literally, that's all it really is. And I still have faith. I'm not really gonna be pessimistic. You guys already know this, bro. I'm not really a pessimistic person, and that's usually about most games anyways. I'm kind of more on the optimistic side, especially about life. I mean, I just got my dream job, bro. Why would I be pessimistic about life right now? So I'm still gonna have faith that Nakon are gonna come through with whatever the hell they're going to come out with, and then they're just gonna give us more communication. I mean, I still congratulate them for at least apologizing for the letter not coming out last month, but I wish they just said it in the month rather than waiting until this month to mention it. Whatever it is though, I just hope everything's going well and then TDU comes out as a banger. So I'm really excited to find out what we get in this next news bit. I'm assuming they're going to show out with some extra graphical upgrades and whatever they're going to show, since it has been more time. And if you take a look at SteamDB, the game's still, you know, getting updated and everything. This game's not going to get canceled, guys. At this point, it's definitely not going to get canceled. At the end of the day, it's not going to happen. So it's just one of those things where we just hope for more communication in the future, Nakon. I know you guys can do it, bro. I literally went to France and I met some of you. I literally know you guys have the ideas on paper for communication, for marketing. I just want to see in action, man. I just want to see in action, you know. So off to save this video, guys. If you did enjoy, leave a like and subscribe for more TU content. Again, we will be getting news by the end of this month. I'm just gonna assume, and honestly, I think every one of us should assume the last day of the month to not disappoint ourselves. Don't think it's gonna come tomorrow. Don't think it's gonna come out Friday. Don't think it's gonna come out next week Wednesday. Just assume the last day of the month, because that's pretty much been the pattern so far. And just hopefully they come up with a banger, because as he did say, the community manager did say, it's not really going to be something the same as the newsletter thing. It's gonna be something different. So fingers crossed we find something out. And yeah, I'm really curious to see what they do and when this is going to get delayed to. Maybe they're going to give us an actual month release date. Maybe they're that confident. Honestly, I'm not too certain. I think it's one of those cases where until the game's really ready to go, they'll say the date and they'll give out, because you don't really want to hear another specific date and then have a delay from that specific date. But I don't think this game's gonna release at the end of March, guys. If it does, it's gotta be early access or some shit like that. But to be honest, I can't really see that happening anyways, so I'm just gonna say it's gonna delay until summer, because that lines up with all the summer events anyways. And if there is another Nakon Connect this summer like they usually do, or a TDU Connect, more likely I'm going to say maybe they're just going to do a Nakon Connect again. Then that's what I'm expecting in July, and then the game's gonna release July, end of July, August, whatever that may be. Really excited anyways, guys. So if you did enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe for more TDSC content. You already know what it is. I'm Max7, and I'll see you guys on the video. I'm out, guys. Peace.